welcome to Mr. UFC Vegas Fight Club TV. I am Kyle, your host. Welcome to the prediction show. But before we get into the prediction, I want to first let everybody know and remind them that we are doing a $50 cryptocurrency giveaway. First 50 people to subscribe to this channel, like, and comment, they will be entered into the contest. And once we hit the 50 subscribers, someone's going to win 50 bucks. Who doesn't like that? So, let's get on to the main part of this video, and we're going to first get into what I always do on Reddit. Is I like to do just a quick last bet look back. So the bet that we had was Donald Cerrone beating Yancy Medeiros, 2 units at -105. We were able to get that win, and as just a quick look at it, I did not like the way Yancy was going to be, the distance he was going to be giving Donald, giving him many opportunities to work combinations of kicks from the outside. Ended up happening, ended up working out for us in an early knockout stoppage win for the Cowboy, get him back on track, and we were able to cash in. So, let's move on to UFC on Fox 28, Stephens versus Josh Emmett. And in this fight, in this card actually, there's actually some interesting fights. Top to bottom on that main card, the 4 there's some great prelim fights that are nice as well, that are really going to be, I think, exciting fights to watch. One of the fights that I am looking forward to watching is Jessica Andrade versus Tecia Torres. Torres, like her value, depending what book you're actually going to be betting at, she's 250. You know, some places in Vegas are, I've seen even 260. Even down to 225. So really depending kind of where you're placing your bet, that's what you're getting. But still good money on her. I feel that there's a lot of value at Tecia Torres, who's 5-1, and she's definitely there's value there, and I like the value. But where I'm going to be placing my money this time is going to be on the main event fight, and that's going to be Jeremy Stephens versus Josh Emmett. And in this fight, just real quickly, I'd like to go over my thinking, my thought process. I went back last night and looked at both of their last 3 fights, rewatched them. Although I have seen them, I always like to pick up some extra things that I maybe not had seen prior. And in that fight, in those fights, basically what I saw is that everyone knows Jeremy Stephens is a knockout artist. He likes to throw the heavy punches. He likes to go for the knockouts. He will extend himself to go for those knockouts. Now that's in everybody's mind. But if you look back at statistics, out of his last 10 fights, he's only has 2 knockouts, and he's 5-5 in that span. So I wouldn't say that, you've got that mentality of, oh, he's a knockout artist, but he has struggled as of late. He has fought the who's who of the division. That's one thing, though, that he has much over Josh Emmett, is the fact that he has fought some top-level competition. He's 27-14. I mean, I wouldn't say that that's a great record, but, again, he has fought a lot of top-level competition. Now, Choi was his last fight. Choi, I do not see him as a very impressive fighter. He's not technically sound. He had a nice record, but the competition level was very low. He's never seen anyone like Stephens before with the aggressive style. But Stephens in that first round, I think he lost that first round. I don't think he won that first round. I think he was actually getting peppered. He got hit pretty hard, a lot of combinations to the face, and I don't think he ended up getting the victory in that second round, so obviously you can take that away, because that is what Stephens can do. He can game change. With just one punch, he can game change. But I didn't think it was that impressive of a fight, of a win for him. Gilbert Melendez was the fight prior to that. And in that fight, I mean, first round, also, Gilbert Melendez is a little bit weathered. I wouldn't say he's really on a path to a title, but he's a little, past champion in other organizations. But that first round, he was crippled by leg kicks, which you do see Stephens, he does throw a ton of leg kicks. He tries to open you up as you're leaning down, throwing those heavy hands up top. But he does, like I said, he's definitely a great striker. He's definitely a great striker. But let's just look at his body of work. So Gilbert Melendez, he did not put him away. He ended up getting the decision victory. Renato Mercado, in this fight, a little bit of a weird fight. Mercado kept running around the ring. Kind of, it seemed like it was really frustrating Jeremy Stephens. And even in that situation, Stephens was taken down twice in that fight on 2 attempts. So, and he ended up getting the loss there. But you're seeing, though, even with a guy like Mercado, who is not that great of a striker, was able to connect a lot with him throughout that fight. So if he doesn't get that knockout, Stephens' value becomes a little bit shady when you really look at it. Now, Josh Emmett, of course, has not fought anybody of the caliber of Jeremy Stephens who he's fought. It's completely night and day. Obviously, Ricardo Lamas was a big step up in competition for him. A spectacular knockout that he had on Lamas. Emmett didn't even make weight in that fight. Lamas decided to even continue and go ahead with the fight, getting the loss. His fight prior to that, Felipe is not that impressive, ended up getting the win there. Desmond Green, he had a split decision loss, and then he beat Scott Holtzman. So I wouldn't say these are huge names that he's beating, but I like his style. I like what I saw against Lamas. I like what I saw in his other fights is he moves around. He continues to move around the ring. And Ricardo, when he fought Stephens, that frustrated him. And if he can do that, if he can get and continue to move around the ring, kind of tire him out, get him moving, tire him out, and the fact that Emmett has strong wrestling. If he can get him down to the ground, tire out the heavy-handed striker in Stephens, I think and bring him to deep water. I feel that I really like the cardio for Emmett. What I've seen, he's had his past 4 or 5 fights have gone the distance. So he's a guy that's seeing the distance. It's not, and this is a 5-round fight, but he's seeing the distance. And in some of the fights that you're seeing with Stephens, he's gassing a little bit earlier. You're not really seeing him continue to he keeps that aggressive style, but then he ends up almost at the point of desperation throwing these heavy hands. Don't really like it that much. And at a price tag for Josh Emmett at plus 150, I like the money there. I think he's going to take him to the ground. He's going to even clinch up a lot, but he is going to stand toe-to-toe and strike with him. But I do believe that Josh Emmett will get the victory. So right now, with our past win with Donald Cerrone, that gives us a hair under 80% on our best bet picks. And so feel good about that. Got the 2 units last week, and here I'm going to just do 1 unit on Josh Emmett. I like the value in him. I think he can get us the victory at plus 150 against an okay fighter. And some people may yell at that, but I think Josh Emmett can get this victory. He's moved up to rank 4th in the division over his big win over Lamas, and this win he knows can catapult him to very much of a title contention. So that is my pick, Josh Emmett at plus 150. And do not forget, comment, like, and subscribe first. 50 subscribers that subscribe to this channel will be in a $50 cryptocurrency giveaway that we will do as soon as we hit 50 subscribers here. So we want to grow the channel, want to make it interactive, and I want to give to the community, our community, right away. So that's Fight Club TV, Mr. UFC Vegas. Hit my music.